Here we go! Business time at Q School. Now the tour cards are going to be given out. If you are new to this, you're a bit confused, the phase 1, phase 2, the simple explanation here is forget everything you have heard until this point. Everything you have seen this week no longer matters. We start afresh. This is the beginning. From now, 2 players from each the UK and the EU will be picking up a PDC tour card, and there will be a limited number of spaces available as well on the order of merit. So you need to make the final. The final will not be played, so essentially you're now playing a tournament with 64 players. That will then be topped up from what we've seen in phase 1. That's the only way that phase 1 becomes part of this. So if you finished high on that, you'll get 3 days, 2 days, etc. But let's have a look at who has started off well. It's not Tom Sykes, one of many people's selections in regards to picking up a tour card. He's lost first round on the opening day, but there are 3 more days still to go. So plenty of time for players to move themselves up the order of merit. Jamie Kelling was good in phase 1, but he went up against ice-cold Darren Beveridge, who made his World Championship debut recently. Mervyn King, looking to return back to the tour, was kicked off well there, picking up a win and picking up a point. Good for him. Jack Tweddle recently crowned the ADC Global Champion, going down 6-3 to Scott Mitchell, who got in at the last moment. Geoffrey Murray running into a good one here. Callum Goffin was a tour card holder not long ago. 6-1, 108, he means business. Derek Coulson, I keep telling you, watch the name. He's going to get a tour card. I can almost guarantee it, and he'll keep it. Very, very good player. 98 average is just him. Keep your eye on for him. Steve Lennon just recently lost his card, looking to bounce straight back onto the tour. Good start for him. 6-4 victory over Fallon Sherrick, who also played at the recent World Championship. Shane McGurk was the WWF World Champion until Jimmy Van Ski took the honour off him this past year. He kicks off his campaign well there with a point. Aaron Monk was very good in the opening phase, got through on the first day. He went down 6-5 to Patrick Quinn. Steve Beaton, a lot of eyes are going to be on him. He got the victory over Devon Peterson, who didn't really produce in that game. Steve Beaton looking very comfortable indeed, and looking that he could get on a bit of a run potentially, despite the 78. Ignore that. There's certain people you can ignore numbers with. Steve Beaton's one of them, where it doesn't matter what he does, it doesn't affect him, it doesn't roll on to future shots. He's one of those players that he could average 100, he could average 70, doesn't matter. You never see it really affect his game. Charlie Manby was a game away from qualifying for a tour card via the World Championships. He's gone out first game 6-5. Great performance though. Jack Aldridge, a new name to many, 99.38. What a performance from him. Graham Usher hasn't quite turned up yet with his very best, has he? Going down to Robbie Martin, who had a great time on the ADC tour last year. How about Jensen Walker? Had a run through to the semi-final of the WWF World Championship. Young man's won the Modus Super Series, kicks off well with a 6-3 victory there. So there are lots of names, lots of stories. We've got people looking to get back on the tour, legends of the game, new faces looking to break through for the first time, people looking to yo-yo back onto the tour. That's why this phase is so exciting. What an incredible standard that we saw in the last 64. For me, this was one of the best I've ever seen in the last 64 at Q School. So many people averaging in the 90s, knocking on the door, a lot of 94s, but we report on 95 plus here. And it could have been a very, very big list, never mind a short list. 6 players getting over the 95 average. Jack Aldridge backing it up from that first performance. He got a 6-3 victory over Tommy Morris. Scott Waits, good performance for the 2-time BDO World Champion, 6-2 victory over Pete Burgoyne. Darren Beveridge continuing to impress in regards to his performances. Got himself in the World Championship, didn't he, for the first time? Had a good season last year. Beat Dimitri Vandenberg on the Alexandra Palace stage. Can he get his card straight back? John Henderson looking to get his card back. He's been away from the tour for a couple of years. He's been playing in Super Series, senior tour events. However, with no seniors events now, maybe the focus is there for John Henderson. He was exceptional yesterday. A couple of 100+ averages, barely dropping any legs in qualifying for this stage. He's into the last 32. Last 32 stage. And we are getting those legendary players, aren't they? They are still in batting. Steve Beaton, I told you, it doesn't matter what he does, he can always reproduce. 90 average there, that's fine. You might get a 95 in the next, we might get a 75. It doesn't matter. Steve Beaton, every game is different, every throw is different. Stephen Rosny, player maybe to keep an eye on. He qualified for the WDF World Championship, getting through the qualifiers over in Budapest last year. Got a couple of wins on that iconic stage, and now a few wins here at Q School. Through to the last 16, dispatching a Mervyn King in style with an average of 94. Certainly another one to keep an eye on here. John Henderson gets through against Clew Bevan in a last leg shootout, gets him through to some good points on the opening day. But when you're looking at the likes of these players, you're looking at them for out-and-out wins. And that might come in board 15 there. Tyler Thorpe, a name who came up to prominence at the back end of 2025, played exceptional in his time down in Portsmouth. And I always use that as a guide because you get a lot of games, a lot of chance to see people play in short format, tight, high pressure games with the cameras on, so we can learn a lot about people. When they produce down there, we normally find that they go to Q School and they do the goods. Talking about doing the goods, Steve Beaton could do it, couldn't he? He's through to the quarterfinals on the first day of Q School, continuing to be ultra consistent, an average of 91.82. It's exceptional difference there in regards to the average from Tom Cromwell, but the main thing is he got the result in the end. Harry Ward's had a good day. He's played well, over the 90 throughout the majority of the day. Superb from him. But what happened to John Henderson? Where did John Henderson go? He averaged 69 and got blown away there by Derek Coulson. Nothing I can really offer in regards to that. Maybe we'll find something out afterwards. Maybe it's just one of those games. We all have a bad day at the office. Look at that. Tyler Thorpe. He's one of those players that we haven't drawn too much attention to yet on these reviews, and he may Paul Potts us. If you're not sure what Paul Potts is, Britain's Got Talent, didn't get his interview, didn't get the limelight throughout, and ended up winning it. Could end up being Tyler Thorpe, someone we've not really spoke about, someone I haven't seen come up a lot in the comments section, even though we've been warned to the quality of which he's got. Two-time BDO World Champion Scott Waits goes through to the quarterfinals as well. So, interesting names going through here. And the thing I like about the names that are going through is, other than Adam Leake and maybe Stephen Rosny, they've all got that experience where they'll go, I want to win the tournament. Q School is not about points, it's about winning. Points is a backup plan, and these guys are going to be knowing exactly that. Speaking of plans, guys, as you know, this week's been my plan to clear out space in the office. There are more things being added all the time to our eBay store this week for the clearance. So there's a few extra shirts, a few extra darts, different bits that are going on there, guys. Get yourself some before it all goes. It's been flying out. There's been a bit of conversation regarding this as well. In the past, there's been more points awarded or more places awarded to people on the Order of Merit. This year in the UK, literally just the 5 players. And there's people that like it, people that don't. For me personally, I don't mind this. Yes, I like there's an Order of Merit and you've got that sort of lucky losers, like people that came quite close, but that's what we've got to remember here as well. Q School is about trying to find the best players. Now, I know that the system's flawed before we talk about it. I know there's changes that would need to be made in regards to making that come true. However, I think this is a closer version of it. Because if you go in the Order of Merit, you've been beaten 4 times. Sometimes quite early in the tournament. If you've gone through the Order of Merit in Phase 1 and Phase 2, you've been beaten 7 days in a row. 7 days in a row you've been beaten, but now you've got a 2-year professional tour card. So I actually like the fact that we're limiting places on the Order of Merit. I'd just maybe like to see a little bit more given to the Challenge Tour, though. I think it's maybe the wrong way around. That'll be a future video. Hit the subscribe. Always takes the pressure off as well when you have a good start to this. All the players down the left-hand side here getting an excellent amount of points. Keep saying it though, don't focus on the points. That's for us. The players don't need to worry about that. Steve Beaton, he's gone out 6-5. Good run though to the quarterfinals for him. He started his campaign well. Jack Aldridge has really been one of the standout performers of Q School so far, going down 6-1 to Tyler Thorpe. Why is it only today we're talking about him? Have we missed a trick? Great run from Stephen Rosny, going down in the last leg shootout there to Scott Waits. But that's the surprise for me. Derek Coulson going down, but going down to Rhys Griffiths, who averaged 103.89. And not for the first time today, Rhys Griffiths putting in a monstrous performance. Looking to bounce back onto the tour after a couple of years on there. He doesn't want to give that lifestyle up yet. I think Derek Coulson, though, despite the defeat, he's going to find a way to a card. Whether that's points, whether that's automatic, however that is, he's going to get a card. And if he doesn't, I'm sure I'm going to see this clip back at some point next week. Around about 2014, with the 1 game to go, I went into the final game against Andy Bolton, the X Factor, and I won 5-0. And as that game was going on, you just get into that privileged position where you've got a comfort, you've got a cushion. It just feels a bit easier. Oh, right, I'm safe now. I'm nearly there. I've got time. That's what Rhys Griffiths would have felt against Scott Waits. Grand Slam champion, two-time BDO World Champion, didn't land a blow. Rhys Griffiths cruises back to a PDC Tour card, and Taylor Thorpe, who we've been following today, exceptional day for him. He has a run to the final, picking up plenty of points. Adam Leake, though, of Australia, gets himself through, and not to spoil things for what's going on over in Europe as well, but we could have a lot of first-time tour card holders this year if today is anything to go by. What a start to Q School. And this is what it's about. All those stories, those people we might not have seen before, people bursting through and taking their opportunity, and boy, have people done it today. If you want to be up to date with everything Q School related, if you want it all explaining to you in one simple place, highlighting all the places we should be looking and giving you that little bit of backstory, match of the day style, because you've been working all day and you can't follow it, I've got you covered. You hit that subscribe, help me put a 100,000 subscriber plaque right there on that wall. I'll catch you soon.